Alright, welcome back to another tutorial video for Quick Pitch Baseball. In this video, we're going to go over the infield place chart. As this game is more of a pitching and defense oriented game, the infield place chart is very dynamic and a key part and sort of integral part of most of the plays in the game. You can see it's laid out on a 10 by 10 matrix, so 100 squares, and very colorful. The colors represent different areas of the infield, and we have a little key over here to help you with that. But you can see the catcher, the pitcher, third base, first base, second base, and shortstop. If you sort of consider this to be like the infield diamond, maybe you can see it like that. If you consider it to be like the infield diamond, then this would be home plate, and you sort of make your way towards center field that way, and everything kind of makes a little bit more sense. This would be second base, third, and first, and then the mound here. Or maybe second base is more in here. So to actually perform some sort of check on the infield place chart, let's say your batter, we have our batter here, Wade Boggs, and let's say he grounded out. So then we would need to move from that chart over to our infield place chart, and then we would roll two dice, two of our d10s. And so we just rolled let's say we rolled a 9 and a 4. Okay. So we rolled a 9 and a 4, and then what does that mean? How do we read the chart? How do we get to the outcome of the play? The first die, and you can choose whichever one to be your first die, is going to go along the y-axis. And the second die is going to be the number across the x-axis. So our 4 would go across the x-axis. And you're going to look and see where do those two meet on the matrix. And this square here is what we're looking at. If we look at our color codes, second base is black. And so this is going to be the second baseman's area. So it's a ground ball to second base. And we need to figure out, did the second baseman make the catch or not? We have a second baseman here. So Marty Barrett is a second baseman. And then because he's the one that we're looking at, we would look at his catch rating in the fielding chart. His catch rating is a 982, which means that's his fielding percentage, essentially. And then we would roll. And we have a 935, as I like to read them. So I read them red, black, white. You can read them any color direction you want. Just make sure that, one is a hundreds, one's a tens, and one's a ones place. So a 935 is less than 982. So anything 1 to 982 for Marty Barrett, you can see here 1 to 982 is going to be a catch and a successful throw. So if it's hit into the dark areas, that's going to be a fielder's choice to first base. The only throw is to first. With no runners on base, doesn't matter. Every play that they make is going to go to first base, obviously. But with runners on, we do have the opportunity to perform double plays. So any of these, and it says here the light color blocks equals a double play chance. So we have our light color blocks here at each position. Even the pitcher has one. So that if the ball goes into those areas and there's an opportunity for a double play, then you can turn a double play. So let's say there's a runner at first base and a ball is hit here to the square 7 and 9. Then the shortstop has an opportunity to turn 2. You can either roll against the shortstop's catch rating to see if he makes the catch and throws it successfully to second base, and then roll against the second baseman's catch rating to see if he makes that catch and turns and makes the throw to first. Or the way I like to do it is to just assume the out at second base. And, most major leaguers are going to make that throw to second base. Whether they turn the double play or not, they're going to get that first out. So I assume the out at second base, and then I roll against the batter's run rating. So when you're performing a double play, you'll look at the batter's success in their base running, and that's essentially their running speed in the game. And we use that for multiple different parts of the game. So then you would roll 1 to 500, and he's safe at first. He beats out the throw to first. If it's 501 to 1,000, then he is going to be out. And the double play would go 643 on the double play. Sorry about that. Something needs to be stretched out here. So that is our infield plays. There's one more sort of wrinkle in it, and that's these R's. So you see R's kind of all around, and what those are range checks. So we have a couple of range checks down the line at first, down the line at third, home plate pitcher, and then each of the middle infielders has a range check as well, actually a couple of them. This would simulate sort of the ball up the middle over past the second base, past the bag, going into the outfield. This would be in the hole in short, at short and second, and this would be kind of coming off the mound and having to make a play at the third baseline. And again, trying to make that diving stop down the line. Can you get to that ball on the line? When you roll for a range check, each player has a range. You can see here that his range, Barrett's range, is 1 to 487. So you would roll your 3 dice, 356, and a 356 is within 1 to 487, so he would actually make the play here or here if that were the case. And then because of that, he's in a dark square, and then he's going to make that play to first base. The same thing would happen for any other fielder as well. They have one play, and that's to first base. And so any other runners are going to advance one base on the fielder's choice. I think that is all for the infield plays chart. In the next video, I'm going to go over the outfield plays chart, which is what we use whenever the batter records either a fly ball or a line drive out.